AITA for not wanting to attend a family function because my cousin always talks about their personal problems. Part 1/3. AITA for not wanting to attend a family function because my cousin always talks about their personal problems. I come from a big, tight-knit family. We all grew up together and have always been there for each other. However, there is one cousin, let's call her Jane, who always seems to bring the mood down at family functions. Jane is a chronic complainer and always talks about her personal problems, even when it's not appropriate. For example, at my sister's wedding, Jane spent the entire reception complaining about her job, her ex-boyfriend, and her health problems. She completely ruined the mood and everyone tried to avoid her as much as possible. I have been avoiding family functions because of Jane for the past few years. I just can't stand to listen to her negativity anymore. However, my mother recently asked me to attend our family reunion next month. And I know Jane will be there. I told my mother that I wasn't sure if I wanted to go, and she immediately became defensive. She told me that family is important and that I should make an effort to attend. I understand that family is important, but I just can't handle Jane's constant complaining. It's not that I don't care about her problems. But it's always the same thing. And she never seems to take any action to improve her situation. I don't want to be rude or hurt Jane's feelings. But I also don't want to spend my time at a family function feeling miserable. AITA for not wanting to attend the family reunion because of Jane. Part 2/3. To give you some more context, Jane has always been a bit of a difficult person. Growing up, she was the one who would always throw tantrums and refuse to share her toys with the rest of us. As we got older, her behavior only became more problematic. She struggled in school, dropped out of college, and has had a string of failed relationships. Despite all of this, the rest of the family has always tried to be there for Jane. We've listened to her problems, offered advice, and tried to support her in any way we can. But it's never enough. No matter what we do, she always seems to find something to complain about. I'm not the only one in the family who feels this way about Jane. In fact, at our last family reunion, several people made comments about how they wished she would stop talking about her personal problems all the time. But nobody wants to say anything to her directly because they don't want to hurt her feelings. I'm stuck in a difficult position because I want to be there for my family. But I also don't want to subject myself to Jane's constant negativity. I've tried to distance myself from her in the past. But my mother always guilt-trips me into spending time with her. I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. At this point, I'm not sure what to do. Should I suck it up and attend the family reunion, knowing that Jane will be there and that she'll likely ruin the mood? Or should I stand my ground and refuse to go, even if it means potentially hurting my family's feelings? I'm really torn about this, so I wanted to ask for some unbiased opinions. AITA for not wanting to attend the family reunion because of Jane. Part 3/3. Thank you to everyone who has commented so far. I appreciate your honest opinions and advice. To answer some of your questions, I have tried talking to Jane in the past about her constant complaining. I've suggested therapy or counseling, but she always brushes it off and says that she's fine. I don't think she realizes how much her negativity affects those around her. As for my mother, she means well, but she doesn't fully understand the extent of the problem. She thinks that if we all just try harder to be supportive of Jane, things will get better. But I don't think that's the case. I think Jane needs to take responsibility for her own life and make some changes if she wants things to improve. At this point, I'm leaning towards not attending the family reunion. I don't want to subject myself to Jane's constant complaining. And I don't think it's fair for me to have to put up with it just because she's family. However, I'm worried about how my decision will affect the rest of my family. I know that some of you have suggested talking to Jane directly about how her behavior affects others. I'm considering doing this, but I'm worried about how she'll react. She can be very defensive and I don't want to cause a family rift. Overall, I'm still struggling with this decision. I want to do what's best for myself, but I also don't want to hurt my family's feelings. AITA for not wanting to attend the family reunion because of Jane.